venues outside of social networks generate 1.64 billion posts a year about products and services. And what we have done is we've talked to people who are in the social business software business, such as Ripple6 and others, and we can do some good estimates for the number of people that have access to these blogs, the blog comments, the forum posts. And so we estimate that these influence posts generate yet another 250 billion impressions per year, and that's a conservative estimate. So here's the first of the ahas about that I had about mass influencers as I looked at this information. And that is that if you add up all those impressions that happen in social networks and all the impressions that happen in other social venues, there are 500 billion impressions that are being made about products and services in social media per year. And of course that number is only growing. And we can talk to Nielsen Net Ratings, who tracks online advertising, and they tell us that there are 2 trillion impressions that are being made through paid online media. So we can begin to see that social media is approaching in scale the sorts of numbers that we see from paid media. And of course, let's not forget that paid media is so easily overlooked and isn't very trusted. And these impressions that we're talking about are hard to ignore and are much more trusted because they come peer-to-peer. The other thing that we can do with our peer influence analysis is to know where it's coming from. So what we know in social networks, those impressions that we count, we know that the vast majority come from Facebook, which I'm sure is no surprise to you. What may surprise you is that MySpace ranks so high, but keep in mind that this was done in the last part of last year, and we certainly expect that as this evolves, as we continue to do this research, that MySpace probably won't retain this percentage. Twitter was actually quite small, but one of the things we find when we look at mass influencers is that the mass influencers, as opposed to just the general population,